If you really want to learn how to run a business, these guys are experts that have been doing it for many years and have helped a lot of people. Stay tuned for this one, everybody. Giddy up. Welcome back, everyone. Carter Rethwish, a.k.a. the Cardinal Cowboy, in the building here. My buddy Casey, OLI, Alan here. I think I've learned more during this interview. I'd say I got the best job on the planet because I get to talk to people who run and own things. This isn't theory. This isn't. I went to my college and did all that stuff, but when you get the hands-on from actual experts in the industry, building things from scratch when you 26 years ago. Now you've really got somebody that can help you get a leg up. So we had a great discussion for that first half hour, everybody. If you missed that, watch it. It's everything we do is out on our YouTube channel. We're on 5 times a week now, right there. I'm going to put that up on the 1, 2, 3, 5 times a week, every week now on ABC, because we got so many businesses to help out there to get their word out and share what's going on in our community and the leaders that are making it happen. So one of the favorite questions I have that it applies here more than about any place because there's a lot at stake here. You don't do this work right, you end up in a very bad situation, if not, I'm saying hi to your creator if you don't do it right. But what is the biggest mistake that the average consumer makes when they're getting work done to get their trees arboring around their house? What would you say the biggest mistake people make is?
The biggest mistake is, and people do this in many different ways, but they're looking for the lower dollars, the lower guy, and they're not doing their due diligence on who they're hiring and the insurance if it's all in place. Because I'd say 80% of the time it's not.
Wow. So yeah, if you're going to go climbing on somebody's house and putting trees down that could fall on the house, and you don't have insurance, you're saying this happens 80% of the time. You think?
Well, 80% of the people out there that are doing this type of service, I would say, don't have all the proper insurance that it takes.
They may have a little insurance, but not enough, or the proper coverage.
Or the proper coverage for the men that are on the property.
Okay, that's something to consider. Yeah, insurance. Yeah. Casey, you've seen a lot of mistakes made. What do you see that most consumers make as a big problem? Is it being cheap, or what would you say?
Hiring, looking, price shopping. I get it. Everybody wants to save money, but when you hire the wrong guy and the cheapest guy, you don't save no money. This man can get hurt, sue you, run out of town. We hear some of these people want half the money, do a little bit of the work, then just run off, and then you got to call professionals as us to come in and fix what they messed up. Yeah,
well, we talk about it very often. If you mess it up the first time, you got to tear it out and do it again. You're cutting down trees. There's no redoing the tree. The trees is either still there or cut down and fall in the house or whatever.
They can make it worse. Sometimes we priced it, say we put a price on and somebody comes in and does it opposite of how we did, they can just increase that tree just went up more because they can't finish it. They made it more high risk, and now what we told that customer they thought was a lot of money, it just become a lot more money.
Okay. That's, again, back to hire the experts, get the people that can do it the right way. Somebody's been doing it, a company's been doing it for 26 years. Is that right? 26
years? 26 years. Been grinding away.
That one stuck in my brain a little bit there.
It's 2026, man. I started in 2000.
Easy math right there. There you go. So starting a business right here at the turn of the century. I was running around. Boy, we had the Y2K. We were all worried about the Y2K. That didn't do as much damage. Maybe they just mitigated it well. But anyway, residential or commercial? You say you do some commercial, about 90% residential, but 20% commercial.
Yeah, I'd say probably about 10% commercial. Did I see the math right there? Right now, about 10% commercial. A lot of it is just residential, and creating a safe landscape for the residential areas. And with the commercial side, I don't know. There's commercial contracts out there. I haven't focused too hard on it, but mainly it's just helping people on the residential side.
Yeah, because how often people have a tough situation in a big tree laying in their front yard or on top of their house.
Absolutely.
And you really get to deal with somebody who's dealing with this personal businesses. They've got to function. They've got their stuff that's got to get done. But you get to take the. But Casey, you enjoy working with small homeowners versus business owners that just get a little more personal with them.
Yeah, more personal, more one-on-one. It's more time to really sit down and be able to help them exactly what their needs are, assess whatever the trees may be, and just further go over with them and make sure we're meeting what they need. And then when we're done, to follow up and you get the reviews. That's why we have a lot of reviews, because the work that we perform shows for itself.
Yes, do great quality work. The word will spread, and incredible reviews these gentlemen put together for your website, for your clients, from your clients. A lot of great stuff. What do you like most about working in the St. Louis market? This is a pretty good sized market. A lot of people, St. Louis City, well, is a small region of that, but the whole metro area is about 3.3 million people.
There's a lot of potential. Of course, we're on the Illinois side. There's potential there, but there's room for growth within St. Louis, especially in this market. There really is, because there's not a whole lot of guys that are bringing the caliber of work, doing the caliber of work that what we do. So that I look at it for opportunity for growth more than anything.
Yeah, so if you just look at some of the equipment these guys have here, man, they've got some extensive stuff that really makes an impact right off the bat, because when you can bring in a 60,000 pound truck with a now you've got to have you got to have a license for a crane.
Yeah. Right, yeah, absolutely.
License, insurance to do
certifications. There's a lot.
There's a lot more. There's a picture of that truck of everybody up there, and there's a lot. You're talking. You're talking three. What's it?
The tree Rex.
Tree Rex.
It's a dinosaur in it.
Tree Rex.
If you look.
Tree Rex.
See
the
dinosaur?
I did that for the kids, man. I did all that for the kiddos.
I got it. All right, now I see what you got there. Tree Rex. I got it. But that thing will go up. How high in the air will that thing go?
It reaches up 114 foot, I think it is total.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got operators that run it daily.
That thing's the Tree Rex is getting used every day. Everybody, make sure that people get it done. Well, tell me a time I can only imagine you gave me a little story there, but you've had people that were just in a stuck situation, tough place, and you came through and helped a little bit. Give me an example of a client that was like that you.
Well, we've helped many clients, especially like after a storm. Like I was telling you earlier, when you got a storm that just blew in and trees down everywhere, and people can't even get out of their driveway, let alone get down the road. Middle of the night, which sometimes it happens, tornadoes, things of that nature. So clearing the roads, to let them out after a storm. We do that all the time after storms. But on a regular basis, monthly, we're helping, a lot of seniors by, just surprising them with a job for free. That's cool. And it's just giving back to the community. I feel big on giving back.
Well, if you give back, I think there's a book that talks about it. Whatever you reap, you sow 10 times, right?
Yeah, I love that book.
It's just logic, but it pervades a lot more with regard to how, when you're contributing back, you're helping, then they're going to spread good things about you. Right. They're going to say nice things about what you're doing in the community, and it really just kind of reciprocates it. I call that the vicious spiral upwards. We all can get stuck in a vicious spiral down, but getting that vicious spiral, either way, you're either one or the other, and you want to stay focused on what it is that's going to help you continue to contribute to our little planet. What's the biggest challenge you guys have overcome as a business over the years? I'm going to start with you on this one, Casey. You've been around now doing this for a while. Yeah. What's some of the challenges you guys, growth and helping clients? What do you see some of the things that made you guys stronger?
I'm trying to just grow, to figure it all out, systems in place to be able to grow, hiring, having the right people in place. That's been a big challenge, I think, for a lot of small companies, is just finding the right people and finding what they're good at, putting them there, and then also recognizing, what we want, what we need, what we tolerate, what we don't. We're, like he just said, we're really big about attitude, and that's what we look for. Good attitude, good people. You bring that, and you have a part here. We see anything that we don't like, we don't tolerate any of that no more.
Good attitude, that's important for life, much less running a business, right? You say smile, come on.
You got to have that good attitude. You got to put a smile on. Today's a beautiful day.
It's a great day to be alive, right? Well, tell me then, what are some of the challenges you've overcome as a business? Building that team.
Right, building a team, getting the people, absolutely. And then, personally, the biggest challenge I've ever overcame was, brain surgery, which I told you earlier. But as far as business, is me. I'm learning because I got to learn myself so I can help others. I can't, so it's always a daily challenge They ain't just one challenge, there's many challenges, you know, because it's daily challenges. I didn't know how to run a business, now I do. Educating myself, because the more I grow me, the more I can help others.
Very valuable right there. And I'd say being a traumatic situation brother with me, like I went through a coma, you've had brain surgery. Do you feel like you learned a lot and developed some real confidence and skills from going through brain surgery? You said you were one of the quickest recoveries ever. But did that help you to be stronger and make you a little bit better after going through that?
Well, it's a lot of that was a heck of a challenge to overcome. I mean, it was the worst pain I'd ever felt in my life. And still to be not a vegetable or 6 foot under, that's a blessing in itself.
Yeah, it gives you great appreciation for every day.
Yeah, it does. It really does. You know, just like yesterday when I went for a walk with my grandkid, it was really, you know, I'm able to appreciate that. You know, because I shouldn't have had them moments. Yeah,
how close are we every day, especially when you're doing this kind of work? But gosh, you just by the fact of driving driving cars and flying around the country, or if you do work that's outside labor where there's at risk, just to be smiling and happy every day. So many people, I hear people complaining about stuff, and all they're doing is going the opposite direction. They're spending time and energy being negative, and it's going to make their life more difficult. Take that positive perspective and try to get to the next level in life and be around the people that support that kind of thing.
And that's what you want around you. I would say that's all you want around you.
You built a team based on that. You guys built a team.
I'm building and growing a team based on that. Is having good, positive, dedicated people around us daily.
Okay, so you help you manage the team here primarily, is that right? And what's it like having you're very adamant, you buy into this with Alan, obviously you're managing the guys who are out there doing the work, keeping the attitude positive. How important is that and how's that work for you guys?
It's a must. You know, we oversee it. We do got good guys. We, like you said, every morning we start our mornings off with meetings. We go over our targets or goals. You know, we feel that positive. We start it off, and when they leave out the door for the day, you know, they get ready to go help people, and they start off on a positive note, you know, and that's how we go.
Yeah, walk out the door with a smile on your face. I saw Alan here doing that. He says,
absolutely.
I may be going through a tough situation, but I'm going to smile anyway.
You got to smile right on through it, man.
And
it just changes you from the inside.
It does.
Beautiful attitude right there that makes an impact on all of what we do. With that, some more fun. We put some smiles on some faces to some kids. I ran into somebody every year. We dedicate the World Series replica trophy to the Cardinal. I make that out of wood dowels, and now I've got this base. It looks like it's the real. This thing looks legit. We got to stand it next to David Freeze at this event that David was at, and it's like, which one's the real one? Well, the one over here that was kind of flimsy, it was not the real one, but it looks fun. But we dedicated, my dad's name is Braxton, and check out who we ran into. What a coinkydink that this was with who we ran into here at the Cardinal game, and then ran into him again. Boy, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Check this out. All right, everybody, we're outside of Patios. This is where all the best baseball fans go. Get a good picture right there of Patios there. I'm paying my camera guy here. Sonny, we agreed to pay you double what we paid you last time, right? All right, we all know how much that is. So a little bit of the excitement we had here the other day, annually we make a trophy, right? This trophy right here is this year's trophy. It does get a little weathered, let's just say, over time. And I happen to have decided, I had a guy come up to me and goes, hey, Cowboy, what's up? I told him I'd come back. I did come back. A lot of times when I get caught up, but that happened to initiate. He goes, what's up with the trophy? I said, well, we do kind of a dedication. It's in memory of my father who raised me on baseball, right? Which is a great thing to be raised on. And I signed it right there. And then as I signed it, I put Braxton, and I dedicated it, Braxton Rethers. That's my dad. 38 seconds later, I go walking down. I see a youngster who's got, this is the same hat you were wearing that game? And I go up to him, I'm like, hey, what's your name? We got to do a cheer. Go ahead and hold the trophy for me. And I always get somebody, Carl, what's up, brother? I always get everybody's first name. And I say, what's your first name? What's your first name?
Braxton.
His first name is Braxton, everybody. If you don't believe there's some higher power stuff going on this little planet, the odds of somebody also being the name Braxton 38 seconds after I put my dad's name, who happens to be Braxton, there's something going on. So that brings us all Cardinal fans together. Who is your favorite player and why do you love the Cardinals?
My favorite one is probably Mason Wynn.
Mason Wynn. And it kind of sounds like Braxton, so we're going to go with that one too. All right, and you say your name is?
I'm Tyler.
Tyler, right, Tyler?
Yes, sir.
Who's your favorite player and why do you love the Cardinals?
I'm kind of a Mason Wynn guy as well. Young guy, bad on injuries, and loves the grit and adversity from the kids. So.
Well, back in the day, my favorite player was also a shortstop by the name of? Ozzie Smith. All right, so if you guys don't mind, let's take off our glasses for a quick second here so we get to know.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there's no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. Well, there you have it, everybody. And I can tell you, media has changed the way it all gets done. Pick up our book right here. Willie J was just in studio here. He's one of the authors here with Steve Kidd. I wrote the introduction, the foreword. Here's a card. You ended up writing the first chapter, and then they took my mug and put it in there. But I introduced this book because there's a lot about how, and now I can say, hey, don't just listen to a media guy. Listen to a business owner. You've got guys full-time helping you with media to help promote the business and share the good word about what you're doing to help the community.
Absolutely. In today's world, I mean, social media is where it's at. It's not back like when I first started, back in the phone book or the or the pay or the newspapers. Nowadays, it's all social media. It's all it's you got to get yourself out there, because if people don't know who you are, they ain't gonna hire you. It's that simple. They got to know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into like getting the basic word out there, because now it's all you can do this thing through social media, and it's free, but it takes time and energy to do so. But if you're not doing it, because it doesn't cost anything other than some sweat equity a lot of times, especially when you're getting started, your competitors are, and so they're going to put the stuff out there. So that, Casey, if you've seen the business grow here, he's putting time and resources into this. Has this been helping you guys build your team and build the business?
We're everywhere now. Everybody's starting to see us. The you know, and the quality of people that we have, you know, the workers, from workers to customers, it's unreal. You know, I can go home or with my family all the time. My family's calling me, or they're scrolling, they're on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and they're seeing us. Our presence is amazing now. What he's taken and done with this, it's awesome.
Lots of with great power comes great responsibility. You've got your name out there all over the place.
Yeah.
And so this has really helped you grow the business.
I ain't done yet.
Ain't done yet.
I ain't done yet.
That's exciting to hear too, a little bit. But this is the path you figured this is what you had to do to get where you want to go.
Where I want to go, yeah, because I've got a big expansion plan. You know, I've got goals, I've got targets. I got, and I'm going 200 miles an hour to get to that target and that goal.
There you go, somebody who's driven to make it happen, everybody. I understand the attitude there. And where do you think it is you developed that? Was it because you had some success that turned into more success? What developed that passion for you to grow a business, to employ so many people, to help so many people?
The passion of it all is, you know, because the more I can only help so many people with what I have. But the more that I'm able to create, the more, you know, that the bigger I could create something, the more people I could help. And all in all honesty, it just means the more jobs I'm able to create, the more, you know, lives I could change, the more people that we could help keep their landscaping safe. You know, more people and the right culture. We could just help people. And that's the main thing about it.
That's what makes you wake up every day. That's what you love.
That's what gets me going. Yeah, exactly. Is creating the opportunity. That's why the target's so big. Is because all I'm doing is creating a target that's so darn huge that I never in a million years thought I could hit, but I'm hitting them. You know, yearly. I'm striving for them, and it's just helping more people. And watching them have nice things, and watching the people being able to, you know, when they have the family to buy a house. You know, they even buy a house. I didn't think I'd be employing 25 people that could buy their own home, and they do it working for me.
That's where you get into, like, you're really impacting people. I can understand that. That's what I'd like to get to. But really, like, somebody, one day they can't afford anything. They're looking for some place to hang their hat, somewhere they can build a family, and you're providing that for a whole crew of people. That's what makes you feel so good about what you're doing.
Yeah. Absolutely, and we take them, we teach them from the ground up, and show them the opportunity that's before them.
Well, there's very few of us on this planet that have the opportunity to do what we've got going on here. And when you've got an expert that takes the time to do so, it's just exciting to see businesses doing this. So, Alan, hats off to you and Casey for making this all happen for so many people, because there's so much that goes into running a business that you don't understand. But when you can put something together like like you guys have put here, to hire so many people and help so many families. Give me a quick estimate here. We got about 5 minutes left. A couple more questions. But how many families do you work for on average every year, would you say?
Do we work for on an average every year?
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh, see, the CRM's probably up to 20 grand or 20K right now.
people.
So
20,000.
on an average year, I would probably say, you know, 2,000 to 4,000 homes easily.
Wow.
Easily 2,000 to 4,000 homes, depending on,
At least.
you know. That's an average, you know, I would say, because you got to think we're taking care of at least 4 to 6 a day. Right. 4 to 6 different homes every day, 5 days a week.
Yeah, 20 times 52, that's at least, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't did the math. My math guy ain't.
It might be on, but yeah.
That's at least 1,000 on a minimum on the low end.
Yeah.
And then some of those coming back for more and multiple.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's on the low end.
Multiple platforms or multiple, some of them on more than one property that you're doing too.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And helping their business and their work and their home and everything that's involved with it. Well, with that, then I got to say, by now a lot of people got to go, I want to hire these guys, man. What's the process? Walk me through that. I'm going to show everybody a little bit about your website here.
There's all kinds of ways to hire us. I mean, you could get on our website. You could text. You could call. You can email. There's multiple. We make everything easy, even with the payments, everything. You know, everything. I like things to be simple. Make it easy. Fill out the form, and we'll be back with you immediately. Because customer service is what it's all about. Service is the senior to it. So, you know, being on top of that and being able to provide a good service and good communication, and it's right there. And not only, the numbers, there's multiple phone numbers, but there's main contacts. All of the information is right there online. It's on the Facebook. It's all over. Getting a hold of us is pretty easy.
We make it easy.
Well, and it's cool. You also obviously offer financing, and you're also hiring too. So tell me a little bit about how you want to. Obviously, you said you want to grow this thing.
Yeah.
You're at 25 employees now. How many? Where do you end up? How many guys do you want to get?
Well, hopefully by the end of the year, like I told my whole crew, I'm looking to, I'm looking to be 40 employees by the end of the year.
Okay. So
But it's got to be the 40 of the right people. That's got the right attitude, the right, positive vibes. The guys that are willing to commit, that want a career, because this is career oriented. And that's what I've created. I've got a lot of men that are career oriented, and that's what I'm going to keep on doing, is creating more opportunity for career oriented people.
well, yeah. Those people have that long-term perspective. They're not just looking for a job. You want people looking for a career.
Yes.
Right.
And making that happen for everybody. What's the biggest objection you have when somebody's considering getting work done with you? Is it always price, or what is the biggest question most people have when they're?
The biggest objection a lot of times is the cost factor or getting other bids, but those are just stalls. You got to teach them the value of what you're about to bring to the table. You got to show them why they're why should they spend that money? Because of course, there's always a cheaper guy. You could always find somebody cheaper. I don't care what it is. I can find a pair of shoes cheaper than what I found them yesterday. You could always find something cheaper.
Get what you pay for.
If you just pay for what you want.
Yeah.
If you find somebody you like and you really, that's got everything that you need, just buy it. You're going to pay more later. The longer you wait, the more you look for that cheaper guy. You're just going to end up spending way more time, energy, and money than it's worth.
Yeah, I like what you said, that value, because like if you get the job done correctly, and here's the things, what could it cost you to not have it done correctly?
Right.
Especially when you're talking, and those are Alan's words, not mine, but I like to reiterate those important points. So write that one down.
Yeah,
I got my
that's a
big
good
pencil
one.
here, but that's a good one there, because if you don't get a tree in order and it falls down on your roof because you wanted to save a few bucks or wait a little while saving money, now you just cause a much bigger problem for yourself, and you could have much bigger issues, a lot more money out of hand too. Ultimately, guys, what gives you guys, Casey, start with you, what gives you the most satisfaction for what you get to do here?
Helping people. You went over and we see, you look at them reviews, helping the people, then watching, and another thing I love, I have a lot of guys that depend on me, and they ask me for information or help, and I like helping them and watching them grow. My workers, my co-workers, I love to see the growth in them.
To finish up here, we got about 10 seconds.
Yeah, he covered a lot of that, but also, just our community alone is making it safe, because there's a lot of hazards, and we're always looking straight forward. We don't take time to look up. We don't take time to just look up, because the hazards are up there, and people ain't aware of that. And by us doing that, just creates a safe landscape for them and their families.
Stay tuned.